What up, guys? Rich, Greenway's Car Care Products. This video is going to be about auto detailing, specifically mobile auto detailing. So if you're not in this type of space, I'd probably just skip the video. It's going to be a waste of your time to watch the video, because I tend to ramble or rant, whatever you want to call it, and make the videos much longer than they need to be. So I'm going to try to keep it as concise as possible. A lot of people are getting into mobile detailing. If you guys don't know the history about myself, is I started out detailing cars, mobile auto detailing business like 21 years ago. And I did that business for well over a decade. It carried me through college and other different things, avenues that I took after college, further education. And I learned a lot about that business. I fell in love with the business, and ultimately I fell so much in love with the business, I decided to create my own product line, Greenway's Car Care Products. I started that in 2011. So either way, I have a little experience of kind of both sides of the industry, the actual hands-on in terms of customer service, auto detailing, as well as the chemical manufacturing side. Like I said, for total of over 20 years. So I just wanted to give my opinion about this business. I'm not saying you should follow my advice. It's just something I like to talk about my experiences, and I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm just saying it's something I experienced, and maybe this could open your mind up a little bit and explore deeper if it's going to work for your business. A lot of people I see, they're doing full details. Again, we're talking about mobile auto detailing. They're doing full details, and I did a lot of those when I started out my business. That was my focus, was full interior details or full exterior details, but something with detailing the inside, outside, or a combination of both, for a complete detail for the vehicle. And as a few years went on, I was detailing a vehicle for a guy in Readers, Pennsylvania. And he said to me, after I detailed the car, he said to me, "Can you come weekly?" And I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Your car is going to be good to go for like 6 months, a year." Back then, guys, we didn't have all these ceramics and all these stuff. We had, basically waxes and synthetic sealants, polymer sealants. We didn't have the coatings and everything they do now. And I told him, "Hey, you're good to go. You don't have to." I was confused about what he was asking. He says, "No, I want you to come every week and clean my 3 cars and just, wash them and vacuum them." And I said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Well, how much is it?" And I was honest. I said, I don't know. You're the first person that ever asked me that. I never thought about that. And again, guys, I'm a younger kid. I'm still in college. I'm in, I think, my 20s, my early 20s. And again, you're still learning, right? Most people don't own a business when they're that age, and when you do, it's a struggle. If you don't have a mentor guiding you, it's like you're trying to figure out everything yourself. You're making all the mistakes, and then you're trying to pivot from those mistakes to not make those mistakes again. So either way, I gave him a price. I forget what it was. It wasn't a lot. I think it was like $150 a week or something. And but it wasn't these full details. It was quick wash and a vacuum, and they didn't have any kids or anything like that. The vehicles were basically almost spotless each time I cleaned them. Talking about less than 2 hours, all vehicles were done, packed up, ready to go. It wasn't this whole day event, and it kind of sparked something in me. And I said, "Wow, like." Some back then, guys, you got to remember, it's much different than it is now. Back then, a lot of people were getting for a full detail like $150, $200, $250. Again, we're talking 20 years ago, when we didn't have all these type of coatings, and also this was not full correction. You got to remember, depending on your area, things are going to change depending on where you live. And I live in the Poconos, PA, and I would say this area has a much different car scene than, say, Long Island, New York, North Jersey. it's just a different type of atmosphere. So in my opinion, you should kind of gear your services to what the majority of customers want. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but that's my opinion. And what I realized after he sparked that in me, that a lot of these customers wanted, there was no hand car washes or any good car wash, I would say. They were all pretty junky. So these customers I was dealing with, a lot of them were from the city. They moved here, or they're from North Jersey and they commuted, and they wanted this little bit more of a so-called luxury service, if you want to call it, or come to you type of service. And I market that. I started to tell customers about that when I got full detail. And a lot of people didn't take it, to be honest with you, because I think they didn't want to spend that type of money, but then some customers did. And what I'm getting at was that became one of the best sources of revenue that was consistent, that carried me through college for many years. I worked during the day and I went to college at night, so I took the long path, the long road to get a bachelor's degree. So it took me many years, like 8 years, to graduate, because again, I always worked full time, and I worked a lot of times multiple jobs and went to school part time. So what I'm trying to explain is that was a great source of revenue, $800 to $1,000 or so per week, for I think 8 to 10 years, a very long time that continued. And back then, that was really, really good money, for me at least. Compared to some other people who are making different type of salaries, they can make that per day. They're gonna say, well, it's terrible. But for me, as a college kid, with little to no skill sets in terms of just auto detailing and no other skill sets under my belt, doing something I loved and making that kind of money to carry me and pay my bills and all these different things was an excellent opportunity for me. And where I'm leading into this story is that kids, more and more kids are getting into auto detailing, mobile auto detailing. When I was doing it, I think I was like the OG of detailing, mobile detailing. Everywhere I go to this day, I still get called Richie the Detailer. I don't say I hate the name, but it's something that's how a lot of people refer me by. I know, since I live in a smaller town, I know a lot of the people in town. And no matter where I go, someone I run into, I know someone there. And hey, that's Richie the Detailer. Hey, what's up, Richie? My name is Rich, but they call me Richie. And that's just something that stuck throughout the years. So what I'm getting at is, when you're getting involved in this auto detailing business, there's so much more people doing it right now. And I notice more and more as I drive through this Pocono area that I think, again, I'm not saying any particular statistics because I did not look them up, but it's kind of common sense to me when you start seeing all these little, I guess they're called like auxiliary hospitals or treatment centers, medical centers, that are popping up everywhere. I don't think they would be being built, especially since a lot of them are on a loan. They're not paid for, unless there was a need for them. The population's increasing, and then people are getting sick and need to go to these places. And these places are great sources of revenue for maintenance washes. So you could easily target these places and make a decent living doing maintenance washes, because a lot of times it's, unless you're a really, really good salesman or someone really enjoys their vehicle or understands the investment, it's hard to get these coatings in every single day or multiple coatings per week because of the cost of them. And that comes down to, a lot of times, in my personal opinion, not only the cost, but the information that is lacking from the detailer's perspective of trying to inform a customer of what detailing actually is. I'm not going to go down that route because I could talk about that for hours on end. But what I'm going to talk about is, and sticking to this topic, is that if you're in the auto detailing space in terms of mobile auto detailing, when I watch videos on, Facebook or TikTok or whatever, I very rarely, if ever, seen any company showing a video that, hey, I'm washing these 15, 20 cars today as a maintenance detail or express wash, whatever you want to call it. I very rarely see that. I see that, hey, I'm doing a maintenance wash at a customer's house because they have their car coated, or I'm doing a coating. I never see 10, 15, 20 cars deep at a little hospital or law firm or a bigger hospital or another professional type of building, like manufacturing place or whatever, where people make a good salary, they drive nice cars, they understand the investment in having maintenance done to their car in terms of appearance wise, and they have the extra revenue to pay for that. I very rarely see that. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, because it's just, that's all it is, that if you are thinking about getting into the auto detailing space, or you're already involved into the mobile auto detailing space, you should be targeting these places if you're looking for a source of revenue that is consistent, that is really great, and it's going to give your business a lot of exposure, as well as lead you to other avenues in terms of full details. Because when you're surrounding yourself with your mobile unit in the vicinity of a lot of people that see you, what are they going to do? They're going to come up to you and inquire about getting their car done. Because people, even if they're not workers there, even if they're just people, patients, people coming in, they're going to say, what is that? I want that done. Look at how good that looks. Let me go ask the person doing it. How do I set up an appointment or get more information? So you're kind of doing a bunch of different things at the same time. You're providing a great service that a person's going to be happy that their car is done for the weekend or whatever when they come out of their job. You're making revenue. You're protecting their investment, and then also you're gaining new customers just by being there, because you're being exposed. It's like free traffic to hundreds of people per day of going in and out, especially if you're there for several hours doing a lot of different cars. There's gonna be a lot of traffic coming in and out. So again, I would be targeting these people, and it's easier than ever to do before. Back then, there was no message us on through the website or anything like that. It was, hey, I got to call this place, I got to show up, and hopefully I don't get kicked out because I'm trying to solicit. I can't put anything in their mailbox. It was much more difficult. Now with the email systems, the message systems, Instagram, Facebook, all these different social media platforms, almost everyone's on there, that if you're not at least trying to get their attention and get their information, to just let them explore this type of service, and they're going to like your service and want your service, because it makes a lot of times people feel like, why would they want that? They're doubting themselves. They don't have enough confidence in their self or their business, or they have a negative mindset from the beginning, saying, why would they want to hire me? Why would they use my business? They would love to use your business because it's a service to their employees. And the employees are going to be very happy that someone is actually on site. You got to remember, guys, when these people are working full-time jobs, and these type of businesses, like I just rattled off a few, typically we know these days that people are working more and more hours, right? And then they have kids on top of that, and they have all other obligations. Do you really think that unless they're super passionate about that, do you think after working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, anyone wants to go home and then clean their car? And for them to clean their car in a halfway decent manner, it takes them half a day, because they basically have no clue what they're doing. They try, and that's great, but it just takes a lot longer when you're unfamiliar with the procedures on doing your vehicle, right? You have to get everything out. You don't have the proper vacuum set up, or the nozzle tips, all these different things. So you come in and you actually are able to provide this service. The person comes out, say on a Friday, they have off for the weekend, their car is done. They paid you whatever amount of money it is, and they are super excited, right? The weekend's Friday, a lot of people love Fridays because they don't really like the job they're doing. So they look forward to these Fridays and to the weekend. So they come out, they're excited that, hey, I don't have to work on the weekend. And then look at my car that I love. It's all clean. I don't have to worry about getting it cleaned up. If I'm going somewhere on the weekend, it's ready to go. So you're actually providing them a great service. You're saving them time, energy, all these different things. So I'll try to, it's already 15 minutes I see. I'm rambling about this subject. So I'm going to probably cut it short. All I'm saying is, if you're someone in the auto detailing space, specifically the mobile auto detailing space, in my opinion, you're losing out. If you are not that busy with doing coatings every day and you're looking to fill your schedule up, or you're looking to expand your business, I don't think you could go wrong with these type of maintenance washes, weekly washes, maintenance details, whatever you want to label them as. I personally do not think you could go wrong either way with having this as an extra source of revenue for your business, especially if things get slow with the actual full details. This is something where, studying the behavior of individuals, it seems like people never second guess the $5, $10, $15, $20, $50 purchase. But when it's $500, $1,000, $2,000, I'll get back to you. Let me think about it. I don't have the money right now. I don't want to spend the money right now. But with those smaller purchases, personally, I think people are just not thinking about it, right? It's, I'm sure you can reflect on things that you do in your daily life, even going to the convenience store. You're getting gas and you walk to the convenience store. Let me grab whatever, a soda or a candy bar. It's $2, big deal. If it was $200 for something, you might think, I'm going to think about it or do my research or whatever. So, I don't know, guys. Think about it. If you have any further questions, I'll try to do a video. It's hard for me to take individual calls all the time. It's just because I'm so busy. I'm doing this video right now, as you can see, while I'm driving. And it's just really hard for me to take each individual call. As the business expands slowly, my time is more and more limited. And while I do like to help out all the auto detailers out there, I just simply don't have the staff or the time to do so. So if I'm driving somewhere or doing something where I really can't be super productive to begin with, I think I'll do some of these videos. Hopefully you like that. I know it's kind of dry, guys. It's just not my personality. And again, unless you're in this space, it's probably pretty boring, right? But hopefully this information, helped you guys out. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me, comment on the video. I'll get back to you. If you're looking for any type of high quality chemicals, our website is greenwayscc.com. It's short for Greenways Car Care. And I hope you guys have a good weekend and take care.